Welcome back to The Outside Show. If you caught last week's show, we talked a lot about how I got to film a TV show with a famous Hollywood actor, and our producers just thought, man, we could milk that for some more content. So joining us today to talk more about the show I did with Orlando Bloom, but compare it to the show that he did where he also learned to rock climb, is PaddyO, host of PaddyO Sucks At, arguably more handsome than Orlando Bloom.
Oh, that is how you butter up an interview, folks. Check it out. That's it. Can we just cut there? Interview. That was beautiful.
Katy Perry sliding in.
Eat your heart out, Katy Perry.
So PaddyO, you have a show called PaddyO Sucks At, where you do a bunch of different activities. You do a bunch of different recreation stuff, and you actually learn to do stuff like fishing and hiking and climbing and horses. And you went climbing, which is, I mean, the show is pretty similar to what Mo did.
Yes.
Did you have fun climbing? Let's start off with that. Did you have fun with your climbing experience?
Yes, question mark. I'm still trying to figure it out. I mean, my goal for the climbing episode was to go outside to where humans climb, squoze myself into the climbing gear and see if that even worked, and then try to have a smile on my face while doing something that just like objectively is not very fun. And I think we did it. I mean, I smiled a lot. I gained a new perspective on climbing. Let's say that.
That's great. And that's your show is like it's sarcastic, it's full of levity. It's like, it's supposed to like welcome people outside and like, because you suck at it. You do suck at it.
Thanks, Eeland. I mean, we are a show about like celebrating being a beginner. I've been an adult beginner ever since I moved to the mountains when I was 23. And I think a hard thing about trying new sports is like the fear of looking stupid. And I just want to like tell people like, hey, if you're afraid to look stupid, don't worry. I'll do it for you first. So that's kind of the basis of the show.
And Mo, To the Edge was you taking the one and only Orlando Bloom climbing.
Legolas.
Yes, the man of many franchises climbing. And how was that compared?
Well, I'm kind of curious for Patty's take on this because you know, you talked about being vulnerable and like showing that you're failing, and so you know Orlando had the same experience you did, right? This is his first time climbing. Do you think do you think Orlando showed the correct amount of learning, or were you just like, I bet they cut some stuff out? I feel like this is too clean.
Well, I bet
he swore a lot more than they showed.
Oh, yeah. Like I would say the main difference between To the Edge and PaddyO Sucks At is that Orlando Bloom is shirtless way more than I am on PaddyO Sucks At, for good reason. I mean, it's kind of funny that I mean, he's ripped, first of all. Orlando, you look great. But I think it's funny that he's like, oh, it's like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. And to deal with it, I got to get me nipples out. And then he like is just like nipples out, shirtless, ripped for like the next 30 seconds. And you're like, what does this have to do with climbing? I mean, I get it. His nipples have biceps. Like the guy's absolutely shredded.
Yeah, it's almost too sad we filmed in November, because like had we shot in August, like it probably would have been no shirts at all, is my guess.
All the time. He probably would have been in a Speedo on belay, which would have, I think, added a lot of chafing, but I don't know what his deal is really. I just thought it was hilarious. He's just like constantly like, I gotta deal with this with me nips out. And you know, that's cool, which is fine. Cause like, I mean, you're not going to get that with PaddyO Sucks At. I look like a bowl of mashed potatoes with my shirt off.
So part of the two PaddyO Sucks and To the Edge is that you both sort of conquered a fear, and you actually did like reach an objective. You like like you made it to the top. Orlando made it to the top.
Spoiler.
And PaddyO and PaddyO, you also you made it. I don't know. We won't say top, but I think we have some of that footage.
Yeah, is this gonna be like a who did it better footage comparison?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a comparison.
Right.
So let's check out and see who had done it better.
Okay, great.
Sit.
Wow. Absurd. Ridiculous. is so ridiculous. I get the yelling.
Equal effort, I would say.
Hey.
Equal effort.
Yep.
The actual climb starts here.
Yeah, I'm ready. Honestly, I think I look better. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, you know, the problem with like tens of thousands of dollars worth of drones is you don't get the close-up fear factor like we do with your show.
No, one of those.
And here's the thing, though. Like, are we sure that was Orlando doing that?
Now, in the last segment, we saw PaddyO joyously climbing a rock, bouldering, summiting. But actually, we have some footage of him actually doing it and being the everyday man that we deserve. So let's check that out.
You're so close. Come on.
Dude,
Come on, Paddy. You got this.
Is that it? Am I there? Oh my God.
Actually, I think same. You and Orlando Bloom, same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope I can be as professionally handsome as Orlando. I don't know, though. I don't get paid to work out, which is frustrating, or have a private chef. But I will say this, like going into climbing, I didn't understand, like, why are people always screaming? And then I went climbing and I was like, oh, I totally get it. And that was legit. I was like, do I have to keep going? I don't know when the like finish line of climbing is. Am I there? Can I stop, please, now? I'm so tired. I was so tired. I'm still tired. My hands still hurt from that.
Did you ever have a point where you're like so nervous or scared that if it hadn't been for a TV show, you would have been like, screw this, I'm going home?
Here's the thing about me. I am very competitive. I think it just comes from like, I don't know, my Chicago Irishness and the fact that I was brought up in team sports. So I think even without the cameras, if I went out there with buddies, I would have kept going. I did think like at that midway point, during that final third day challenge, where I was on that ledge, like I was like, I can't get past this. And my forearms are just like smoked right now. Like, I don't know if I physically can get past it. My desire is to be there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it's like competitiveness or just like plain stupidity. I'm just going to keep going until I get as close as to the end as possible with anything.
So you watched To the Edge with Orlando Bloom and Mo. How do you think that your
did.
show and that film sort of coincide, or how are they different? When you watched it, how did you see the similarities or differences?
Well, I do. I like how Orlando's like, I've only got a week to do this. That's my Orlando impression. And then they like flash back and he's like, I've been training for 6 months to do this. I'm like, what? So the big difference to me is I show up to either a sport that I am afraid of or have no desire to do, or something that I do want to do, but I've just always talked myself out of for whatever reason. And in 3 days, I try to go from zero to hero. The first 2 days are about like skills and building blocks to get to where, like, on the third day, I can actually kind of be set out on my own for a big challenge. So that's the big main difference. But I will say, like, the stuff that he climbed, and Mo, you can probably talk to this because I'm not a climber. Like, it was legit. Like, he climbed some serious stuff with some serious exposure.
It was legit, but it was also heartwarming. We did a day where we went out with some other adaptive climbers, and watching him get his butt kicked by a woman who can't use her legs completely was a beautiful sight to behold.
Your face, Bloom. Take that, Legolas.
He did really want to train to prepare, and he actually insisted on hangboarding all summer long. And I was like, bro, you don't have to. Like, nothing we're doing requires like mega finger strength. And he was just like, no, I have to get ready. So he definitely had a dedication to the sport for sure.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, no matter what, I think it's like if you watch this show, if you watch PaddyO Sucks At, and you want to go outside and try something new, then awesome. You know, that's a cool thing.
You also got to learn from like a 5'15" climber, whereas Orlando Bloom got to learn from me. So.
Oh, don't talk smack on yourself. Mo, I want to go climbing with you, Mo. I do. I want to go climbing again with Kai Leitner, who served as like my mentor for climbing, and is an incredibly patient human being because he had to deal with like me being, I guess, professionally moronic is how, like, I'm a professional jackass. So he had to deal with all of me, and he was so patient and kind. But I mean, I would go climbing with you, Mo. Let's go climbing.
Let's do it. Round two.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
All
I do
right.
think it would be kind of cool to like challenge Orlando to like a
climb off.
like a
You know what?
sports
Maybe I'll
off.
see if his people will talk to your people, and we'll get that on the
Yeah.
calendar. In the meantime, where can we catch this episode of PaddyO Sucks At?
PaddyO Sucks At can be found on Outside TV, wherever you find your Outside TV. Go check it out, and also tell me what you want to see me do, because we're starting to film season 2, and if you want me to get out and do something goofy, I'm all for it. Professional outdoorsy goofiness.
All
And
right,
then we can challenge Orlando Bloom to something. We can do like a collab show. It could be called like Edging Towards Sucking, but that sounds terrible.
That's probably not appropriate for the family audiences. But until then, stay tuned to the Outside Show, and we'll be right back.